Latest update on OforiAtta ne release ice for a releasing of every a year or more police custody. Abusuya eno ena ya project de ato ye screen no enchen de amamono. OforiAtta's passport seized after securing bail to reappear in court on April 24th for deportation proceedings. Abusuya asem abasa OforiAtta NPP ne abusuya for omo ebo osi say ya yina free and I say you're releasing it from police custody no abusuya eye court no asanso and I say ICE immigration officers no omo seizing the passports sene beya ontumi endwane emfree krumo na wakwako reappear in court on the 27th into 27th of April NHS and the final ruling no ebeba abontia ebusuya enye asam ketwa kra OforiAtta na onim se wanya niti editim sa ebusuya niti no onya ndidi mu ensem bebre ewo ho mom yenko na yenkonkotie ensem bi so a ekoso efa ho na latest updates na nkasa ene ya project de ato your screen no enchen de amamono unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit it on the notification bell so na be ya any updates be a drop in one so onsa ebetumi aka aha eye gossip politics tv so medama say
twemu kakra se ba kwan I'm not an engineer,
okay,
but because I'm a farmer they kwa kodo a farmer even on the same farm the soil is different.
Okay.
There are places that are muddy that you need to go and plant rice and not maize and not soya bean.
Oh, okay. See, rice, yeah, more
Muddy area.
Muddy area.
Water
Okay.
area.
Okay.
So if I have a land that is watery, there's water, I will not go and plant maize because at a certain point, maize doesn't need so much water.
Okay.
If I am constructing a road through my farm, which I always do, and we get to the muddy areas, you just don't put the gravel on it. No. You have to excavate.
Okay.
To clear the mud to reach some hard area. Fill it up with stones. So what you say? That filling is a cost.
Sure.
Inti say, oh, kwakwa. And I'm sure that if you take the Cape Coast Road, you see a lot of blasting had to take place.
Yes.
They had to excavate, blast the rocks beneath, because when blasting rock now, rocks we are told they grow.
Yeah.
And then you see that the road will be cracking. So you have to blast the rocks. The cost of the blasting will have to be added to the contract.
Okay.
Not the length of the road.
No, not the length of the road.
The length of the road, yes, is given.
Okay.
But what other works will you have to do on the road? Because that is what the engineering studies will tell you.
Okay.
Into Ubenya Road, 1 kilometer, but what will go into that 1 kilometer is different from what will go to another 1 kilometer when you are doing a road to Sankana, because that place, the terrain is level and sometimes straight. It doesn't need you to just come and say that the length of the road. Oh, yeah, no, sir. And yeah, I'm sure that many contractors have done that. And by the time they finish constructing the road, you will see that the road begin to sink. If you want to do a good job, you will see that there will be contract variation depending on the soil, depending on the area, and many other things. And these are common sense issues for me, because when I go to the farm, I know which portion I can grow maize, I know which portion I can grow soya, I know which portion I can do sorghum, and I know which portion can do granules, and I know which portions I should use for rice. But if you don't do proper soil analysis, you end up losing rather than solving a problem. And this is one of the things I said, that yes, Makofa road contract. Now we say, oh, this is the contract sum, and compared to 2016 and now this is the no. Look at the terrain, look at the soil texture, and many other engineering things that will go into it. It's as basic as that. And so if we do that, it will come. Yeah, it's not also true. So sole sourcing always leads to inflated contracts. There are many reasons why you can do sole sourcing. Ejuma bi a okakoye, bi a obi na odi sa idea no buy, ono kwa na onim ye.
Okay.
Onunkwa nom nimbia. And now you have, and in Ghana, there are many contractors that are registered not just with the Ministry of Roads, but contractor capacity, any bibiano, it's assessed.
Yeah.
Inti ejuma bi wa ha, se o pese onfa ma Ghana ni, unim the capacity of a Ghanaian contractor. So only sa capacity no na odi ejuma no man wan hwe ye won't be yo. But the job would have been given to him, and that is why most contractors are given jobs and they have uncompleted building.
Yeah.
So within the road ministry, they know which contractor has capacity and which contractor doesn't have capacity. Now, no me baha, and I said why. One of the projects I think is dear to my heart is the Afram River, the bridge.
Yeah.
But I disagree with the contractor that was chosen.
Okay.
Because Sonitra, and America says Sonitra is of Israeli background. Omunye Sika, to benefit the Israeli government to continue to do the things that they are doing in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Iraq, because they have money so they can go and do it. So if you ask me, they should not give the contract to support the conflict that Israeli governments are engaging. But beyond that, who in Ghana doesn't know the capacity of Sonitra? Yankora Bremunu, ye nyina ye hu ejuma Sonitra wa ye ewo maimu. So my biases does not take away their competence.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, there is no government contract that you go through competitive tender that will take you less than 7 months to get through.
No.
Indeed, we allow administrative processes to delay projects that are in urgent need. In any case, why are we pretending about this situation? Yeah, I'm saying that from every department, only few institutions. And a company. Na mi wa company. Na yakodru Mr. Exo. Opese onfe ejuma no ma. Yeah, they will find a way to give you the job.
Oh, that one, there is true.
Even if it includes insider training, they will give you.
They will give you.
So competitive tendering does not necessarily mean that the right person is giving the job. We brought a procurement law that we have a way to circumvent it. So why do you allow such torturous administrative processes to delay and deny people what they want? I know that in the 2026 budget statement, and one of the things that was of interest to me was on the agri sector, where they are going to do about 10,000 kilometers of roads. I'm sure you remember.
Yeah.
So that they will link the farming sectors to the communities. That they be a Ministry of Agriculture. I'm pleading that they should come and do the roads to my farm. In so you have to walk about 8 kilometers to my farm because the roads are not good.
The roads are bad.
So normally you struggle with the cars, get halfway, then you park the cars and then walk into the farm. By the time you get there, you are exhausted. You have to go and eat. So you lose the opportunity to actually go and do productive work.
Yeah.
Except if you are like me, you want to stay on the farm. But when you come and you are walking 4 to 8 kilometers to get to the farm, by the time you get there, you are tired. If the roads were good, why would you delay?
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether it's coming from the maize from my farm.
It could be.
Do you understand? I don't know whether it's coming from the farm of your friend say the Minister for Health.
Yeah, Akando. Akando too is a professional farmer. Sure.
Once the food gets into the market, it gets mixed. So if you Bernard Mona foam, if you Akando foam, if you Napo foam, Anaba Umia foam, you don't know.
Mahama Sukura will foam.
Mahama Sukura will foam. So you don't get to know where the food has come from. What you know is that they go to the market and you are eating. In fact, I'm sure that if we had the opportunity to select where the food is coming from, some people
will not eat.
Will not eat.
That one I agree with you. So some people will not eat.
So it is on that basis that I think that, look, once we have not been able to establish any wrongdoing on the part of the minister responsible for roads, once the fourth estate has not been able to tell us that contract way inka this will be the contract value, and no crime has been impugned, why are we still making noise? Yes, in my article I also pointed out the fact that it can be abused if not checked.
Yeah.
So we have to put in the checking mechanism. That is why we can have the procurement authority. So that sole source in no, the document has to go through the procurement authority. They do background check, and in the end, they will grant you the permission to award that contract. And I think that, as I'm told, over 900 projects were awarded under the big push. Only 88 of them
were sole source.
So what is the crime here?
Okay, so comment and I say, you may find say article. Bernard Mona will throw on the page and Mama na discussing
who some other people's responses.
People are responding to it?
Yeah, many people are in line with me. A few people, one of them went and wrote a lengthy article. Whilst I'm talking about sole sourcing, he goofed by going to talk about single sourcing. In my article, I criticized and I also commended what sole sourcing can be done and what we should be looking for as a nation. So if you read it with a partisan mind, you only see the portions that tells you that, look, you can do sole sourcing. And you will not see the portions that give the caution that we should be cautious about it. The other one was one of them that I think I read. I say, me, I mean, say sole sourcing, but I always criticize the Nana Akufo-Addo government. Then I asked, point out one sole source contract that I criticize. Anyhow, so definitely, people have their own biases. As far as Bernard Mona has said something, and that thing is in favor of John Mahama, chai. But I sat here, and I told John Mahama that, I think just last week, I told John Mahama that his stance on that we should have patience with oral. He said, no.
Yeah, last week.
That one, those of the MPP and the right wing, they didn't see that. That I am of a different view and strongly in this same studio, I condemned it. That no, say you should come and tell us to have patience. We went into the polls with anger. At the level at which they were grabbing things for themselves. That's the CNO, you say, take action, then you are telling us to be patient. No, we cannot be patient when we took anger into the fight. So I just want people to, that of course, just the same way I can criticize, I expect others to also express their views, but they must be founded on the facts.
Okay. All right. Yabako and issues now you be ho and common of which the kind Israel ne Iran front tokoya ama ne Bernard Mona say contract cry the ama company cry the simple. Sonitra. Say woman koye Afran bridge no kro no omonya adwum ko ayo menye sika kra ko support yi. Ya won ama crude ebo ekosoro world market and it is affecting yes we fuel price now ekoso ewa ha no. And until there's pressure on government to say on review energy levy one cedi na eda fuel price no eso no na onyim firi ho se na be ya bo no ebeba from kakra. Bernard.
First and foremost, I mean, the workers at my oil refinery Abaso. I'm sure saying Kanya or Muntia.
Kaya kwachen say you.
Nkabebia yebedrono and dafem. Because you would have been importing processed oil, not crude. And processed fuel will be much more expensive than bringing fluid into Ghana and dealing with it. And so I think that is important. Say, okay. The second important thing that I think we should all look at is that once the oil refinery is in production, what prevents the Ghana government from doing another refinery? The same way I've been advocating that if President Atta Mills thought about the Ghana Gas Company, because now we had to depend on gas from Nigeria and other imported LPGs. President Atta Mills, yenya oil pe ose dabi. The days of flaring the oil no emboyang. After all, we are reducing our dependence on hydro energy to thermal energy. Abra, you go and buy big generators. And then come and buy fuel to be able to generate electricity. When we could power these generators with gas, Atta Mills went out, got a loan, brought it back, and I'm certain that by now we should have repaid the loan in full. Established the Atuabo Gas Project and the Ghana Gas Company. And then the Atuabo Gas Company and the Ghana Gas Company are able to supply 40% of Ghana's gas requirement. 40%.
Yeah.
Next, let's say we still have a deficit of 60% that we have to import.
Sure.
That importation increases the cost of the product in Ghana. That deficit, if Atta Mills could do it by doing a gas company in Ghana, Atuabo, we can do a second gas company.
I think the gas company called second one.
If we can do even 20% of that again,
yeah.
That means that we have moved from 40% to 60%, leaving our deficit at 40%. And I'm sure as time goes on, government will be investing and we'll get to a point where we'll do more than 100% that we can consume and also export. That should be the mindset that should go into the oil refineries in Ghana. That the total oil that we have. Now, why would Ghana even produce oil and export the oil in its crude form? So because we are producing oil in this country, we should be able to establish refineries to process it. Yeah, say yeah, processes na anya petrol nkwa na anya wo.
Yeah.
Anya diesel nkwa na anya wo. Anya bitumen and fertilizer. I wouldn't say anya fertilizer from processing crude. Anya fertilizer from it. And the byproducts are so many that in the end, we'll be able to cushion ourselves as a nation. However, Sasambonsam Semi, Israel, any America kofa by if he Iran it in the baby.
Iran in the baby. Oh.
Or more year or more nuclear enrichment program. Or more leader, Ayatollah, has been advising them not to go extreme. Let's use it for our enrichment, but let's not go into the production of nuclear, your friends say, atomic bombs. Israel is producing atomic bombs. The United States, nuclear enrichment program, they are producing atomic bombs. In fact, they are producing the worst bombs. They call them biological weapons.
Yeah.
A C has a C, the effect can be over 50 years. No other country is allowed because America thinks that they are the only sensible and sane people.
Yeah.
Israel thinks that they are the only sensible and sane people. But any other person in this world has the tendency to become mad. Today we have two mad dogs.
Which
in Israel
and America.
And then that America has produced a madman. That Israel has produced a madman who has become so fixated about killing and bombing people. Iran to the baby. You say you are going into negotiation with Iran.
Yeah.
What Iran is doing should be what any proper human being should be doing in this world. Iran says that, Israel, why are you bombarding people? Israel was formed in 1948. Yeah, the Israel we are talking about today was constructed in 1948. It is not the biblical Israel that we are talking about.
Yeah.
This is an Israel that the world wanted a place. I think Prime Minister Balfour wanted a place even in Uganda to settle the Jews. Somehow these Africans were smart. They said no and rejected it. The Palestinians were forced to host Israel and give them a portion of their land. And then Israel is taking every space that belongs to the Palestinians, particularly in the Gaza zone, extending their border and threatening everybody. And the Israel we have is a collection of people that were rejected and came from America. Those that came from your friend saying Germany and many parts of the world, even in Russia, they are in Israel. America support Israel. They decided that they will launch an attack and kill the leader who has always prevailed on his people not to take their enrichment program to nuclear status. But killing that man has not stopped the people and their belief.
Yeah.
It is a human being that has died. But the fight for their liberation has not ended. And yeah, I'm sure that if you go to the internet, you will see the Iranians and what they are requesting for.
Okay, abusuya we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway so OforiAtta release a releasing on sa ensem bebre ene wo ye season the passport eno na ye drop e ho latest update e de maamo no unsubscribe ya subscribe hit on the notification bell send be any update be a drop no won so won sa ebetumi aka aha gossip politics tv so medamase.